Hi, I'm Mrs. Kozma, your librarian, and I was asked to give you guys a little background information about myself. I've been the library director for Tri-Creek School Corporation for 19 years. I'm your librarian here at the high school, but I also oversee our 3 elementary schools and our middle school as well. Prior to joining Tri-Creek School Corporation as library director, I spent 11 years at another school corporation as a French teacher. So that makes this my 30th year in public education, which either makes me really old or really experienced. So I guess it just depends on how you look at it. One of the exciting things that's going on right now is that you may have noticed there's a lot of action going on around where the library used to be. You can find me temporarily in T109, and I strongly encourage you to come and join me in there. I'm already set up for National Library Week, so you can find me along with 95 flamingos, several spots for photo props, and a ton of new book recommendations. Last week we met with the interior designers for the new library in terms of furniture, and there's a lot of really cool things going on, and I'm excited to share those with you. We looked at all sorts of interesting couches in different shapes, and the thing I'm the most excited about are these egg-shaped chairs, and I'm going to try to share those with you now. So they look like this. And like I said, I am so excited for you guys that you guys are going to have the opportunity to have this state-of-the-art furniture in your new library. I mean, and look how cool it is. Okay. After that, I was asked to tell you some things about myself, like my hobbies and my favorite snacks. Well, I have to admit that my hobbies are pretty tame. Of course, I like to read and I love to binge watch shows, but I'm going to justify that. So I don't know if you guys know or not, but a lot of streaming shows or movies actually come from books. So I feel like when I'm binge watching shows, I'm actually just working. So I feel like that, that's fine. I have no guilt whatsoever when it comes to binge watching a show. And I feel like when I do retire, maybe my hobbies will be a little bit more exciting, but for now, that is probably the extent of my hobbies: reading, binge watching shows, and shopping. Next, I was asked to talk to you about my favorite snacks, and this is probably the category I am the most excited to talk to you about. So if I were to have to plan my last meal, this is how it would go. I would start with Taco Bell. And I know people like to argue Taco Bell's not authentic, but I'm okay with that because Taco Bell is delicious. I'm usually a traditionalist, I feel like, when it comes to Taco Bell. I like the hard shell taco supreme or nachos bel grande, but if you're gonna put a taco in a Dorito, I'm going to eat that. And the other thing that just blows my mind about Taco Bell are those little round Cinnabon things filled with icing. I mean, oh my gosh, I'm not sure what could be better than that. So then after I had my Taco Bell, then I would move on to pink bubblegum ice cream from Baskin-Robbins. There really isn't anything better on the planet. The problem is it's hard to find. Not every Baskin-Robbins carries it, so I usually have to go to Crown Point instead of Lowell to get my pink bubblegum ice cream fix. So then, after that, I would wrap up my last meal with a banana birthday cake just from Strachan Van Til's across the street. A lot of times I'll go over to the freezer section and I'll just get one for myself. It's not my birthday and it's not anyone else's birthday, but I don't know if you know this or not, but they don't check. They don't care it's not your birthday. They will still sell you one. And I just feel like life is short. If you want the birthday cake, you should eat the birthday cake. One of the things that I am picky about though on the birthday cake is I am not a fan of whipped cream icing. So if there's an announcement at school that says there's cake in the conference room, I'll get all excited and I'll run down to the conference room. And I have to be honest, if I find out it's whipped cream frosting, I don't really want it anymore. So it has to be that really sugary buttercream frosting. So banana birthday cake from Strachan Van Til's with buttercream frosting. I wish I could tell you guys that my favorite snack is something healthy like steamed broccoli, but it's just not. And it's also kind of smelly. So as you can see, my favorite snacks aren't that healthy, but it's the truth. Those are my favorite snacks. Okay, after this long conversation about my favorite snacks, I was asked to talk to you guys about how I demonstrate pride, perseverance, reliability, integrity, drive, and empathy in my daily duties. And I'm really happy that I was asked to do this at this time because it gives me this public forum to thank everybody on staff, students, and staff members. How much help I received was honestly overwhelming. I would not have persevered in this situation if it wasn't a true Red Devil collaboration. I had so many people make boxes, pack boxes, carry boxes upstairs, help me set up the temporary library. These are things I just couldn't have handled or done alone. And so I just want to thank everyone out there who pitched in and made this possible. I mean, there were many days when I stood in front of everything that had to be done, just overwhelmed. And I can't tell you how many people would see me and come up to me and say, how can I help? What do I need to do? And it ended up being just a really nice memory for me to have at LHS. And so that is my take on perseverance. Without you guys, I'm not sure if I would have been able to accomplish that this year. Our R in Pride stands for reliability. I feel like one of the best things about LHS is that we can rely on each other. Everyone here has their strong suits, and we're here for each other with our gifts. This goes for staff and for students. But I'm just going to quickly show you what I mean with some staff members. If you need a hug, you can rely on Mrs. Franklin and Mrs. Smith. If you need something heavy lifted, you can rely on Mr. Magley or Mr. Higgins. They're always there. If you need numbers crunched or a spreadsheet, you can rely on Mrs. Swinford. If you need a problem solved with outside of the box thinking, you can rely on Mr. Kilmer. If you need help planning a theme or organizing an event, you can count on Mrs. Camry and Miss Davis. And also, if you need some earrings, you can also count on Mrs. Camry. You need a hammer or some sort of random tool? Mr. Lemke. Critter problems? Miss Cross is your girl. You need something and you need someone here ridiculously early to take care of it? That's Mr. Govert. You need a t-shirt? You can see Mrs. Denton or Mr. Delgado. You need someone to have your back? That's Mrs. Schoon. She's small, but she's feisty. Technology problems? Mr. Harker. You need musical entertainment? Mr. Brandish. We rely on each other, and that's how LHS functions. I hope that our staff and students would say that they can rely on me for their library and information needs. If I don't know the answer, I usually know who would. I do pride myself on promptly responding to requests as well. The I stands for integrity. I view integrity as being honest, fair, responsible, and caring. My daily duties revolve around academic integrity, which includes the ethical search of information when researching your assignment, selecting ethical and credible sources and information, and finally, communicating that information from others while contributing your own original thoughts in an ethical manner. Our D stands for drive. Since I'm at the end of my career, not the beginning, I really had to think about this one. You know, I had to ask myself, am I still driven at this point in my career? So I did some research, and I stumbled upon an article by Jenny Jobring, and she stated that driven people fuel happiness in and out of the workplace. They inspire, they spread good energies, and a driven person acts without being told what to do, which makes that person happier too. According to that definition, we should all be determined to show drive to make LHS a better place. And finally, our E stands for empathy. I believe I was born highly attuned to the feelings and emotions of people around me. However, do you know what improves empathy? Believe it or not, it's reading, and especially reading fiction. Research has found that people who read fiction better understand and share in the feelings of others, even those who are different from them. So read. Reading makes the world a better place. I thank you guys for your time. And once again, I'm Mrs. Kozma, and thank you for listening. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day.